Hello and welcome to the second part of the hedgerow survey videos. I had to change my plans a little bit. My friend actually didn't have time to help me do the survey on his farm, so I'm just gonna survey hedges along the road. But hedges are hedges, so it doesn't really make a huge difference, I think. So I had to create a new field paper atlas and print that out, but I mean, adapt or die is not what they say. So I have a little clipboard, which I didn't buy or anything. I'm going to show you that. Nothing too fancy, it's just a chopping board basically, with some clips that you can get in a arts and crafts store, or if you have bag clips from your kitchen, you could probably use those, or pegs or something. So this is what the paper looks like. And according to Hedgerows Ireland, you're supposed to mark the hedges red and the fences blue. I've mentioned that in the first video. The reason is probably that they want you to replace your fences with the hedges. So this is what I'm going to do. I brought 2 color pencils and I'm just going to walk around here and do that. I'm standing there. So I'm just going to see how much I can do. I'll also add the trees, because sometimes they're indicators of where there was a field boundary in the past. And I've kind of mentioned that in a previous video. I've done that now. I've marked the hedges red and the fences blue, and I've also marked a little stream and food sticks there. Because when you have a stream you might not need a hedge. So, but I think it's already mapped on OpenStreetMap. And then Hedgerows Ireland suggests that you number all the hedges, because if you have good hedges, they will have quite a variety of species or genus in there. And if you want to write all of that in your paper, that'll be a bit messy. So if you number them, and then you have a second piece of paper, which I have just put there behind, and you write down the species, whatever grows in the hedge, in there as well. The app that I'm using to find out what kind of species I have in front of me is called LeafSnap. It is available for Android and for iPhone. You will want to set your region to West Europe if that's where you are or where your hedges are. And you just take a picture of a part of the plant, a leaf or the fruit or the bark or the flower, and then it analyzes it for you. It's a free app, so you're going to get ads. That's just the way it goes. It does have a couple more features that I never use. Apparently you can use it to look after your houseplants as well, and it'll tell you how to look after them. I've never used that. I've only ever used it for identifying plants. And I think it's fairly good. Before you start using the app and noting down the results of the identifications, you should make the decision whether you want to record the genus or the species of the plant. The difference, if you don't know, the genus is kind of like the family name of the plant, and the species is the full name. And then sometimes they can have kind of nicknames as well, which would be varieties. And for example, if you take oak, oak would be the English name for the genus. In Latin would be Quercus. And if you have holly oak, for example, holly oak is the species name in English, and in Latin it would be Quercus ilex. And this is true for most trees and probably most shrubs as well. You just have to make up your mind, especially when you want to transfer the data onto OpenStreetMap later on, because we differentiate on OpenStreetMap between genus and species, as do botanists, but you have to know what to write down when you're doing your survey. So the way it works is you click on Identify tab to recognize, and then on Take a photo, and then you go onto close to your plant, take a picture, and if you're happy with the sharpness of the picture, you click on the tick and choose whatever you think you focused on, the leaf, the fruit, flower, or the bark. In this case it was the fruit. And it analyzes it, and the ad comes up, and you just have to watch the whole thing and then click it away, and then it'll tell you what it is. And sometimes if in a good hedge you have a lot of leaves and you might just want to put your hand behind the leaf that you're photographing, so it has a contrast and doesn't try to analyze 5 different species at once. That might help. Sometimes you have to use a bit of common sense, like if it tells you that a certain plant is Mediterranean hawthorn and you're in Ireland or in England, and just below it says English hawthorn, that it is more likely that the plant in front of you is English hawthorn or common hawthorn rather than the Mediterranean one. That's my list so far. And sometimes if I did remember the Latin, I put it in brackets, or if I used the app. Dog rose, for example, is already a species as far as I know. So the Latin for the genus would be Rosa. And then I don't remember the species in Latin, which is no harm. You could look all that up on the internet later on. Blackberry is only a genus, and they're different leaved blackberries. There's elm-leaved blackberry and all kinds of, but I think it's okay to know just that it is blackberry. Also, remember to bring enough clips on a windy day, so you don't have to struggle, as I do, with the wind. Hedgerow Ireland also suggested that you map the species of birds, but I haven't encountered any, and also that's not something we can map on OpenStreetMap because we only map immovable objects. I have seen a couple of bees which are probably pollinating the ivy at this time of year. I'm not quite sure, I didn't watch them that closely. But of course that's one of the reasons why hedges are important for pollinators, and ivy is the last plant that they produce honey from in the year. So it is important to keep some of the ivy, which you can see there, and hawthorn and other things. Jewell, please join me in the next video where we are going to transfer the data from the survey onto OpenStreetMap. Slán go fóill.